There on the second day of CWL Las Vegas. It has kind of felt like the day of open bracket upsets in these pools. But coming up next, we have the first round one match in winner's bracket between Splyce and Evil Geniuses. Hey guys, Jess here with Accuracy. So you have joined a new organization since last I spoke to you. How's Team Splyce treating you?
Splyce, the best organization I've ever played for. They're tier 1, they take care of everything professionally, and they give us everything we need to succeed.
That is great to hear. So we're here at CWL Vegas, new title, Black Ops 4, a lot of changes. What's been the biggest surprise, or have there been any surprises for you so far?
The biggest surprise for us was the 5v5 change. That's made the biggest difference, but the game, we're ready to adapt to that every year.
All right, well, finally going forward, how are you feeling about tonight's match?
Feeling really confident. If we play our game, I think we'll take it.
Love to hear it. All right, well, thank you so much for the interview. Back on over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jess. Pool play done. It's over. It's time for the championship winners bracket. On What a Game, we have to kick things off. Evil Geniuses versus Splyce. For EG, obviously we casted them earlier on. They fell pretty convincingly to Heretics. Was a little awkward. We saw Splyce yesterday in the game we casted as well, chance against Optic Gaming, where they put up a hell of a fight, just not able to close it out. And You look at the map pool here, Chance. What are your thoughts?
Well, we have seen, what was it, EG played Hacienda earlier against, what was it, the Heretics, and they lost. So a little bit concerned, but at the same time, obviously Heretics was making plays. They know what they have to make the adjustments for. Outside of that, I think the freshest thing we've seen is just that Game 5, the Payload S&D. I don't believe we've seen either of these teams play unless I got caught if they were on the Charlie stream or something like that. So, if it's a map 5, I'm excited. Get to see some new stuff.
Yeah, definitely. But in terms of your prediction, is it going to go to 5? How do you even see the series going? That's actually,
that's a phenomenal question, because I definitely give Splyce the edge, generally speaking, but not by a massive margin. And I think Revan legitimately is a factor in this, because he's been prepping to play Splyce for hours now, like going over VODs. And it's an interesting question. Like, something I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to is the opening breaks for Hardpoint, for S&D, for literally everything. Sure. Because how much information do you have on Splyce? How many movements do you know? So, like, if it comes out and EG just 5-man wipes from right off the break, I'm bowing down to Revan, because, like, he knows everything sort of thing. So it depends. And obviously, it's a bit of a pipe dream. That's an extreme situation, but I give the edge to Splyce, but not by a massive margin. Yeah, that would be
He's going to wipe them completely out. We'll wait and see, of course. But for EG, their performances today, definitely not the same as what we saw yesterday. It's going to be important for them to get back on track. But the one player that I look for on the flip side for Splyce is Temp. Temp yesterday was playing so well, and it's that man as well on EG, Exotic, who's been leading the charge for EG.
And just to follow up, Temp, when we say absurd, we genuinely mean that. He has the highest rate of damage per anyone in the league. He's at 24.9% of the total damage done on his team.
That's a lot.
No one else is above 20. So literally his entire team is below average, like the league average right now of contributing toward doing damage, and he's #1. And just to further contextualize that, he's also the 3rd overall player in damage per minute. #1 and #2 are Dashy and Gunless. Not in that order. It's actually Gunless, Dashy, and then Temp. But if that's the conversation you're in, you're having a pretty good tournament.
You're having a great tournament. That's for sure. That's for sure. And now is really where you need to see him perform, right? Otherwise, those stats, what do they mean? Absolutely nothing. They will be going down to the losers bracket. It's important to start strong, and he is going to have to lead the way for this Splyce squad. As we said, their hardpoint play against Optic Gaming was actually very impressive. The rotations seemed to be on point, but obviously not able to walk away with that series. Is there any kind of fundamental part of the map layout that you look at and you think, okay, that's where either Splyce or EG has to win?
No. Well, so it's everything for both teams. I think if you look at the overall stats they've shown so far with the maps, they're not outstanding at any one thing. Both teams are just kind of good at everything. One kind of focal point for Splyce has been their control, but I think they've had player issues rather, just one bad map is essentially kind of hurting their stats a little bit. But I think they're good at everything. I think going toe-to-toe, I think calling a Game 5 is a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
All right, well, we'll hope and pray the COD gods are in our favor. Of course, we love our Game 5s, that's for sure. I think in terms of control, you bring up an interesting point. We obviously saw earlier on in the day when Heretics played Evil Geniuses, how close that actually was. Yes, Heretics ended up walking away with it, but it was basically a grab slam, 3-piece, which lost EG the game. But that, to me, has been the game mode that I think they truly have excelled in, and partly because of maybe a couple of trick strats. Nothing too crazy that we've seen yet. Maybe this could be the time where we see something crazy.
They're just well thought out, right? Even in opening breaks, a hard point, we send them doing kind of sneaky stuff with dead silent strats coming out of certain players. So in terms of teams that are gonna know the details better than anyone else, EG, maybe not the #1 team in that regard, but they are going to be in that conversation. They are going to have some tricks in their bag. And again, the research they've done on their opponent is definitely going to be a factor.
Well, while we wait for map #1 to get loaded up, of course, we're very social on social media and on Twitter. And we asked a question earlier on. What's been your biggest surprise here at CWL Vegas? And we'll take a look at some of the responses. Team Envy's early struggles. This team just won champs, but look very shaky thus far. It's kind of worth mentioning. Champs, obviously, a different game. Now we transfer over to Black Ops 4. Envy have been on the struggle bus.
And keep in mind, the main core of Envy did have a fairly inconsistent year as well last year. I mean, they didn't even make, the playoffs for the first season, so struggled a little bit. So that part's not crazy, but now that they've added Huke, definitely surprised.
Yeah, Huke, one of the most talented players in the circuit, that's for sure. Heretics with the hot 3-0 on EG, also a big surprise. Surprised us, but I have to ask, what was the mentality from the EG players going in? They knew they got winner's bracket. Is that an excuse? No, absolutely not. I don't think they should have allowed that to happen, but Heretics came to play, man.
Absolutely, and Heretics looks fantastic, and that's definitely a team you're looking forward to later on, potentially to even make the Pro League.
And the good news for the Spanish region, I believe there's 3 teams that actually finished top 32 minimum. So we'll have 3 Spanish teams in Columbus, Ohio to try and play into the league. Red Reserve, what is going on? Kyle clashes, I wish I knew.
They sucked. There's no other way to phrase it. At the same time, though, obviously, different game, yada, yada, yada. They had it in the past where sometimes they end up in the loser's bracket. Come Sunday, all of a sudden they're in the grand finals,
yeah.
right? So, it's not new to this team to have a slow start on Friday. No excuses for them, but I do expect to see them later on in this tournament. Gonna be doing some damage coming through the losers. Or they just get smacked and knocked out. One of the two.
One of the two. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see, of course. But map number 1, Hacienda Hardpoint, about to get underway. Evil Geniuses versus Splyce, our first winner's bracket matchup here in Las Vegas. And this is going to set the tone for the rest of the night. Of course, following this, Optic Gaming versus LG. What a cracker of a game that is going to be to close out the night. But this one as well, going to be a good one. Hopefully we get to see a potential Game 5 in the cards. I'm going to bias, I'm sure. Revan is somewhere out there in the crowd saying, please no, I'll take a 3-0, I'll take a 3-0. And the Splyce fans, of course, would prefer that themselves. But we're underway with Fellow, and you said you wanted to see a potential 5-man down straight off the break, and, well, you get 3.
Not bad. Of course, Jared, by the way, you see Grapple up top. I'm pretty sure Felony at least heard him, and that man was one shot as well. But again, nothing too insane happened on the opening break, but it does look like Splyce actually has been able to flip the spawn. So maybe a little bit of damage done, but at the same time, of course, it is going to be EG inside of the hill. So Ben, of course, nothing too wild. The opening break was perfectly fine, but not as outrageous as I could have hoped.
Well, the kill is definitely in EG's favor, with about 20 seconds still to go on the first hard point. Is the time going to go in their favor? Yes, it looks that way. Maybe a last-minute challenge from Splyce. More importantly, though, it's going to be the spawns control as we head over towards the garage hardpoint. You can see EG spawning in. Royalty and Gunja should be okay to control the back as Exotic finds 2. Couldn't find the 3rd, but Splyce are going to have to fight from the front of the hill.
And that's job done. Again, Exotic has been the star player so far for EG. Even being able to pick up 2 is just massive right there because it buys him a lot of time. He's going to spawn closer than the 2 people that he killed. And now, of course, Splyce don't exactly have to flood in the front. Obviously, they can jump up from the water side, but obviously, EG going to be fully prepared. They have a bunch of bodies stacked inside this hill. The trades are going back and forth like crazy. Royalty able to find one, feels the pressure, back down, and is waiting for his teammates, doing the smart thing, trying to be a nuisance. And Jared, of course, again, you are going to see that an incredible number of times this year, able to get the beatdown.
Yeah, the beatdown comes through for him. EG still spawning good, but hardpoint is going to be contested, and it's going to be Temp that finds 1, finds 2, and of course, cleans up Royalty as well. So for EG, they're going to have to put their tail between their legs, back away, rotate over towards fences. They already have Gunja ready and waiting, but that may be a little bit of a problem as they try to rotate. Looney watching the cross. And you can already see the fight going around at the other side of the map as well. That's going to be Jared fighting for his team. Unfortunately, he will fall, but actually needs a little bit of help.
I mean, he's going to have to go pretty big. He's by himself right now. He's able to find one, but knows that he's going to have to get out of dodge. Eventually gets dropped. So pretty solid rotation coming out from EG. Of course, you see Utility going to start getting burned as well. Splyce, they're going to send 2 on the pinch, 2 down the front. And of course, Jared, again, in the kill feed with the beatdown, but EG, they're going to take that death, and they're going to get 3 more of their own. Looking pretty good with this hole.
Quick glance, a 2 streak currently for Fellow. Doesn't look like anyone really too crazy in a progression towards streaks as of right now. Probably 10th the closest at a 4 streak. He's 115 away. Throws out the nade that will stick. Will he be able to find the kills? Yes, he will. The lightning strike has been earned. 15 more points. Played to the left. Temp slides out. Temp finds the pick. Hellstorm missile has been earned. Now 15 away from his final streak.
Temp is nasty. He hasn't slowed down. Hasn't slowed down a single bit, and he's looking for more. And he's probably going to get it.
No!
It takes out of ammo to slow Temp. That's the only way he cannot get kills if he doesn't have bullets. But either way, he's still got 2 huge streaks, goes on a streak. That's exactly what Splyce is going to need because he can burn it here if he really wants to. He's going to call in that Hellstorm. Going to do quite a bit of damage out of match, and at the very least going to force him out. He's even going to hover it, waiting for the players to come out. It was a great idea.
Quite a bit of damage.
Terrible execution.
Yes, absolutely nothing earned there for Temp, but apart from maybe forcing EG into unfavorable positions, they hear the Hellstorm, they try and back away a little bit. It will give Splyce control. Not really the only benefit of that Hellstorm missile. And Splyce now with the lead. Still 34 seconds left on this hill. EG definitely going to have another go at it. Jerd will find one. The War Machine, or sorry, the Lightning Strike coming above finds Royalty. Also a team kill there. A trophy system picks up Fellow. A little awkward, shows you how weak he really must have been, but EG flooding through the front once again.
And it's worth pointing out.
Oh, no!
Jerd getting 3, looking for more. By the way, 200 points off of some streaks of his own. He is going to get shut down for Tempo. I like him better with his gun than I do with the streaks, quite frankly. Of course, though, one set of rotations in, it's only a 10-point lead. It is absolutely anyone's game. I think the lead is flip-flopped, what, four times already, something like that. So that's what we expect from these two teams, the winner of which will be guaranteed top 6.
Yes, one step closer to securing that spot at the Pro League. As it stands, EG now in the first hill for the second rotation, trying to pick up some early time, and another lead switch. Back in EG's favor. You still have Jerd with the grab slam. Probably not going to invest it just yet. Probably want to see him use it maybe to break Garrett Hill. We'll wait and see, but this seems like a perfect time now to go to Evil Genius's Astro Gaming Listening.
One shot open, one shot open.
Open again, one shot, I punched him. He's going front of new Ewing, guys. Front of new Ewing. Try to get that time, though. Try to get that time. Matt, go around the, yeah, I'll go white. It's Aqua. Aqua's in there.
Top open, one's old hill. War machine, bottom 5 here, guys. Yo, I pushed up from the war machine, guys. Water's open, that's the only thing open right now, guys.
I'll put him.
I'm from the war machine.
I gotta help you guys. Water.
I'm in Whitehall.
Yeah. Okay.
They threw a trophy, guys,
Where? No, in Whitehall, I need help. I'm stunning it.
Yo, he grabs land.
Oh, good. Stay alive. You have your Tempest. Good play. Respond here.
They're not peeking me.
Guys,
War machine, one hole. War machine, one hole,
I'm
guys.
peeking white hole.
Oh, yeah, close up. I didn't see him. Team killed. Yo.
You only 200 HP. There's two. I have vision, okay? I have vision. Mars, we can kill. I'm using vision then. We can get their shit.
Watch out, John, watch out. He's close
More hill, guys.
War machine.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
One guy close front.
Two front. Two there.
I got Danny weak. There's 2 challenge in front.
Water weak.
Yo, another one water. One shot, Donnie.
Water. Yo, tie game, guys.
Coming with you, not I'm coming with you.
He was their side water.
He's still there. He's still water.
Yeah, one top line.
Help me line, yeah.
Donnie's right here. I mean,
He's on the far right. Come help us line. Oh, good.
dude, he was close on me. Donnie's close right. Donnie's at this heady right here, John. Yeah. I spawned driveway. I'm gonna go. Yeah, it was Donnie. Donnie is in the back.
Yeah, Donnie's in the back.
Yo, he's line stairs.
I'm bottom.
Nice, that was him. Yo, I'm gonna pinch a cut. Go ahead and flood hill.
There, of course, a sneak peek at Evil Genius's communication. And Chance, remember when I was talking about Jerd and his grab slam, and I said, oh yeah, it'd be great to see him break Garrett Hill with it? Well, 4-piece comes through as he uses it, and all of a sudden, you look at the score, 144, 126, Splyce with a very, very small lead.
And it's not just that. The worst thing to hear when your teammate calls out, I'm pulling out the War Machine, I have the War Machine, the next sentence, he threw a trophy. Turns the run, and of course it's Jerd. That's exactly where the War Machine was just looking. Gets the quad, breaks through, and obviously has cascaded into a still very, very small, very close game. 25-point lead right now for Splyce. They're good for this scrap time. EG is giving up on it. They're going for the rotation, and frankly, I think Splyce might beat him. The Vision Pulse is going to get used. They know exactly where they're coming from, and that makes those kills oh so easy. So they get the scrap, invest the Vision Pulse to win the rotation, and the rotation they have won, getting more kills, racking up more time inside the hill.
Splyce recognized just how important building a bigger cushion on this hard point alone will be. Can put the game potentially out of reach here for EG. Still plenty of time, but can you try and earn maybe some streaks from this? It's going to be Saints that jump straight in. He finds one. Now it just comes down to where is Splyce going to be spawning, and how much of this 35 seconds can EG get back? Of course, if they manage to find all of the time, we'll be back tied game heading into the final rotation.
Of course, EG inside the hill. A bunch of players right now need to step up for the team. There's no better time to start getting some kills, start getting that hot hand when you're the one in control of the hill. You see Saints is just went off to Narnia. He is playing for kills so he can get more, but of course, while he's making this flank, all of Splyce is just inside the hill. Granted, it's not for a huge amount of time. He's trying to make plays.
This is it. Potential play for streaks. 260 away. If Saints is able to secure some streaks, that is going to be massively influential towards the final couple of hills. Has a teammate there who could potentially bait for him, but he doesn't even win the gunfight. It's Aqua that finds finds himself a double. And now, as we go into that final rotation of hills, 174, 167, and Fellow also close to streaks. Playing to his left, it's accuracy, slides out, challenges, gets the pick. 45 points is all he needs. Aqua's one shot, and it's Aqua again! He stops EG from getting streaks 2 times in 30 seconds.
You're gonna need more than just streaks to work on this 20-point lead. If you're looking at this specialist right now, Jerd is close to the grab spikes again. If he got a quad last time, what can he do with the next one? And outside of that, no one is super close, but a couple players might be able to get an Aqua and Temp included, and of course, Royalty for the side of EG. So you gotta keep those in the back of your mind. But what's going on screen? Splyce right now, inside the hill. Splyce also, they have the rotation for next, and again, EG, they are down by 40 points. They have their work cut out for them without really any utility unless Royalty can do what Jerd did to them.
Splyce just did a ton of damage in terms of building a cushion once again and denying 2 sets of streaks from Evil Geniuses. And you see the increased health as well for Splyce. It should help them try and hold on to this hill, but in flies Evil Geniuses. Saints with a double, and all of a sudden, Splyce left trying to fight from the side. It's Jerd with a double of his own. Goon at the back, and Jerd's feeling confident. Nope. He has his grab slam. He can invest that anytime he wants. The first challenge is going to come in from Royalty. Grab slam of his own. That's going to be 1 kill. Jerd a grab slam investment. So both grabs gone, and still the fights traded left and right. When the dust settles, EG should have a little bit of control.
It was enough, but how long can they hold him off? Because everyone from Splyce is going to be coming in. 2 kills and a kill feed, back and forth trades for everyone. Temp's going through the door. He's going to use the War Machine now. There are no trophies. He's able to find one. You can't get through that door. You got to turn. He's looking for more behind. Able to find this second, and players jumping in the front. They're just going to be feeding. Temp gets the beat down as well, and Splyce is inside the hill. EG says, scrap it. We got to get out the points. But the good news for EG, they don't lose the game here, but they're going to have to play so incredibly well from here on out.
Flawless hardpoint needed, and they don't really have specialists to rely on either. No streaks. It's going to come down to winning every single gunfight. Nades coming through. Temp, of course, watching mid-map. Hardpoint still contested for now. Looks like Fellow is going to challenge. Fellow actually will fall. Hardpoint still contested. Jerd finally drops. Temp now can heave into player to close out this map for Splyce. 236, 188, 40 seconds left. Temp again. Just checking the corners. Exotic, he has called out that War Machine now. Needs to do damage with it. Streaks are going to be so important on this next rotation. He needs to earn something here.
Someone has to shoot that trophy for him. I don't even know if he can use this. He's going to put it away, take out the gun. They couldn't get rid of it. Of course, though, Splyce on the front side. Looney's able to pick up, too. At least just contesting, but if Splyce gets the break, they can win it here. So, again, pressure is still on, and there's the break. EG in the back. Do you rotate? Do you force the next? Well, you have to go to this hill. You have to get through and just contest. And now Temp is just getting even more streaks on board. He's got the Hellstorm, the Lightning, but more importantly, the game. Splyce is good to go. Looney with the final beat down to solidify that game number 1.
A wonderful performance from Temp in game 1. We highlighted him as a player to watch. Doesn't disappoint, but one of the key moments in that map, 2 Evil Geniuses players working towards streaks, a kill away, and Aqua shuts down both of them in 30 seconds.
I mean, not just that. I mean, you have Jerd. He gets that 4-piece with the grab spikes, specifically because they used the trophy to stop the War Machine from coming in. And he sat there with the War Machine instead of just like chalking it up, pulling out your weapon. Obviously, that's a very tough call to make. A ton of situations, the game could have been radically different. Even Temp earlier. He doesn't run out of ammo in the clip. He would have gotten the sniper's nest, and then maybe the lead just gets out of control from the start. But either way, game number 1, Splyce. They were just a better team.
Yeah, close, but not close enough, of course, for EG. Splyce with the advantage. And now we look at Search and Destroy. I believe, was it Hacienda again? I think it was Hacienda 1 and 2,
I think so,
if I'm not mistaken. That now so crucial for EG to bounce back, get a little bit of momentum back in this series, because you don't want Splyce to get too much momentum in it. And yes, it is going to be a Hacienda Search. And I feel like, genuinely, if Splyce do go 2-0 up, this series is probably over.
And for Splyce, for me, I would imagine coming into it that S&D would be their best game mode. Like, that would be my best guess. It hasn't exactly worked out that way, but accuracy. Phenomenal S&D player, all of World War II. Aqua, the same thing. And again, last year was kind of an average year for Aqua, especially in terms of placements. His S&D was still disgustingly good. And now if you look at him just here in Black Ops 4, it's Jerd that's sitting on top. I think he's got the 10th overall S&D KD, something like a 1.42. Wow. So it's Jerd that's leading that charge. You have amazing S&D players backing him up. You got Looney commandeering everything. They're tough to deal with.
Very tough, that's for sure. As Splyce 1-0 up here in winners round 1. said, very close. A couple of key moments really in that Hacienda hardpoint, which turned the tide in favor of Splyce. EG fought well, and the big story yesterday when we talked about EG's success chance was their ability to clutch up, their ability to really just turn the tide in those crucial moments. It seemed like yesterday everything was going right. Today, they haven't won a map so far.
And again, the opportunities for clutch were there. Even in the hard point, they definitely popped up. They just didn't quite convert, and granted, it can be incredibly difficult to do so, especially against a team like Splyce, but they're gonna have to pull something out of the bag, right? And again, you go back, you talk about they've done the preparation for Splyce. How much can you learn in an incredibly short period of time? Can you do just enough to put you over the edge? Do they have creative strats for S&D that we haven't really seen yet? The possibilities are still endless.
I mean, you have to use them, right? You have to use them.
Oh yeah, top 6.
You win this, you go top 6. You have to, just for the sheer importance of what top 4 means. And obviously, as you mentioned, you know, you spoke to Revan. Revan said, you know, I've been specifically looking at Splyce. He expected that to be the matchup. He was correct. What has he strategized in terms of search and destroy? I assume the veto process went roughly as he expected. You would assume so. So in terms of his strategies, when it comes to Hacienda search and destroy, I'd love to see something a little unique and, you know, bring yourself back into the series, tied up at 1-1, and then all of a sudden it's a fresh start.
Absolutely. And again, when you're thinking about Pro League, if you're thinking about both these teams, you say, well, if they don't make top 4, I expect them to make the Pro League anyway. Yeah. But if you're thinking about EG, I mean, a bunch of these players weren't in the Pro League last year. It's been quite some time for these guys, if they've ever been there at all. So they're going for that top 4. That is like goal number 1. And of course, it helps that you make a lot of money at the same time. But I don't think it's a guarantee or a lock necessarily to say both of these teams will absolutely be in the Pro League. I think pressure is definitely going to still be there until they get that top 4 spot. So that's what you're going to be gunning for.
And you have those pocket strats. That was probably a good time to use them, that's for sure. But Hacienda, search and destroy, map 2 in the series. It's Splyce with the advantage. A 1-0 lead after a Hacienda hardpoint victory. And now pressure back over towards Evil Geniuses. We're going to kick things off on board with the man, the myth, the legend from game 1. It was Temp. Did everything right, apart from his streak usage, but we'll let him off considering how much damage he did.
And it's kind of crazy when I was talking about Splyce and S&D, Temp was the only player I didn't mention, and he still had a very good tournament in that regard. He does get blooded though, but his teammates bounce right back, and all of a sudden it's a 3v3. A lot of presence mid-map for both of these teams. It was almost like a hard point break off, and of course Saints though, very, very aggressive, but still a 2v2. It's literally been trade after trade, and Exotic, here's 1, 2 actually go in front of him, but he can't finish the kill on either. The extra health coming into effect. So many bullets it takes to kill a player.
Exotic thought he had it. And the unfortunate fact is, he couldn't. Are you really gonna?
You got 45 seconds. Oh, he's just doing that. Okay, whoa.
I was gonna say, you gotta have a little more faith in yourself there, Saints, but play to the left, he's on the both. Finishes 1, heals, retell! Oh, Saints! That's a bad man right there.
A disgusting play. Remember that conversation we had earlier talking about EG?
Everything.
It was like, say, is it a good gunfight? Yes, he will challenge. Is it a good gunfight? No, he will still be there. Doesn't need to fully heal up. He is back in the action. And Looney, again, like he was prepared for it, but Saints just making a big play. And dude, for a second, I thought he was jumping off the map. I was like, what, dude, no, you got this. Like, you could clutch, and then he does. He knows what's going on.
Nicely played. Exotic couldn't find the 2. Saints will advantage Evil Geniuses. And Splyce now go onto the attacking side. You can see on the minimap. A site, honestly, should be wide open. Goon, the only defensive resource over on that side of the map. He's going to have to back up a little bit off here. Spots 1. Some damage down to Looney. He's probably going to call in for the reinforcements. And look at Royalty already. Oh, this is a big, big gap. A gaping hole in Splyce's setup. And somehow Aqua survives. They still have to worry about Royalty, but how much is that going to do? Absolutely nothing. Temp turns around, finds the pick, and what was a beautiful, beautiful strat all of a sudden collapses. And Saints is now in a 1v5. He might jump off the map this time.
Either that, well, actually he can't.
He has to go through all of Splyce to do it.
By the time he jumps off the map, he'd have won the round. That's actually insane. 2 rounds in a row where a player is just inches away, a bullet away from finishing a gunfight, and granted, EG was able to win the first round in spite of not being able to finish it, but
no, the reason that Saints isn't doing anything at all here is he does have some progression towards his streaks. I believe he just needs 360 more points away, and in EG's mind right now, it's, all right, let the bomb blow up, play for your streaks, but if you're gonna make that kind of risk assessment play, you need to make sure that someone's baiting for Saints here and make sure he gets those streaks.
So we'll keep an eye on him, see if he can do anything absurd.
Royalty, if he picks up at least 1 on that flank, at least one Splyce's setup might have crumbled.
And it sucks too, because if he had a Maddox, he'd have been able to finish that kill. Hey, it's just one of those things, like how can you know at the same time, don't even shoot that guy, look for more information, but he made, like, it's not that he made a wrong play, it's just a very tough situation to be in. Oh, so close to having a different round. And at the same time, credit to Splyce, made the readjustment. Accuracy didn't fly out over challenge. They made sure Temp was the one picking it up. So good stuff. Either way, cluster at A, everything's going to happen.
Need to see a little bit of bait for Saints. He's going to challenge the first, finds the pick, has to heal player close to his right. He will fall. Saints somehow still alive. It's Aqua to the right, and Saints is going to challenge Aqua with a beatdown, and you blink and you miss it. Splyce will win the round, and Saints will not get his streaks.
Shot punch OP. That is a fantastic play from Aqua. We'll get to see it again. It might not have even been a shot punch. I'm not too sure. It might have just love tapped him.
No, he just beat him down straight off the bat.
Yeah,
Saints hadn't finished healing.
Yeah, he was like 140 health. Like he was super, super close to it. But either way, hyper aggressive round pretty much from both teams, but especially so on defense. It pays dividends, and that's a tough round for EG to swallow because now you bounce back and you're concerned. Like, can we even fly A? We got to be concerned about that. But that'll be a round from now. Of course, we are back for the offensive side of things on EG.
I think your bigger worry right now is you have Royalty 0-3, Goonjar 0-3. Exotic isn't really doing much better, and he's been one of your leaders in terms of your search and destroy stats. Royalty also goes down this round, trades back and forth. Saints with a flank finds one, and this has really been the Saints show for Evil Geniuses. He's just trying to drag them through. Goon 0-4, Royalty 1-4, Exotic 1-3. Of course, he is still alive. Saints trying to do it all himself here, it seems. Of course, Splyce on the attacking side. Saints is going to have to produce a splash of brilliance. +1 challenges, and Saints playing confident right now.
Yeah, and Exotic 100% having some sort of technical issue. Hopefully that can be fixed.
He's watching the flank.
And what if Saints clutches, though? Like, you never know. Like, he might actually clutch.
No.
I mean, probably not. It would be absurd if he could, but Exotic, again, trying to do what he can from spawn. Unfortunately, so it's going to be difficult to get 3 kills when you're not moving.
Yeah, just got confirmation. He does have an issue with the controller right now. But Splyce had the advantage there in the search and destroy. 2-1 up. I'd assume as the round was played out, it would be a Splyce 3-1 advantage, but that is going to be ended. Oh, it is going to start at 2-1, actually, so that round will be replayed.
Hey, it's going to be interesting as well. Like, Splyce in 2 different offensive rounds, they didn't do the exact same thing, but remember that first round, they showed a ton of pressure. It was almost like a hardpoint breakoff. Everybody just showed up mid, but a lot of players from EG did as well, and you just have a ton of gunfights, trades go down. That round on defense, EG didn't have a ton of pressure on mid. 4 Splyce players run straight through that hallway and they just push into the base. That was really tough for EG to deal with. Granted, they had a 5th man. Maybe that goes differently, but at the same time, they've kind of shown their hand. Now we get a reset. Do you want to go back to the same kind of strat, or are you worried about them being prepared for it? A lot of things, Ben. It's going to be a play here.
Do the same thing.
Do the exact same thing. You just let Exotic play and see how it goes down.
Yeah, we didn't have actually, we were down a man. That's the excuse that you can go with, but Splyce do have the advantage, 2-1. Of course, Exotic working on getting fixed to his controller, so we'll jump back into that as soon as possible. But if you are just tuning in, Hacienda Hardpoint was map number 1. Splyce came out, they clutched up some few key moments, like we said earlier on, in the match where realistically you thought maybe EG could take game 1, but Splyce just too strong. And in terms of what you've seen early here in the search and destroy, is it going to be one of those where you think it's going to be rounds traded back and forth, or Splyce maybe just looking a little bit better from what you've seen?
It's tough to say, obviously, because that last round played out. It was a 4v5, but Splyce has been hyper aggressive. Even on defense, they just flew towards that A site, went for full control, and just ran EG over. That round, again, they ran EG over, obviously 4v5, so you can't really count that, but hyper aggressive play we're seeing from them so far, and that can be tough to manage because the readjustments you have to make, it's not necessarily going to be the normal strats that you have, because if you want to leave 1 player at 1 bomb site, you're 4 at the next. Well, maybe now you want to group as 5, but then what if you get the wrong call? There's a lot of different things that are going to play into it, and again, we'll see how well EG does in managing that aggression.
May have only been 3 rounds, but definitely a big worry for an EG fan. Exotic, as I said, in terms of stats and search and destroy, was fantastic yesterday. Goon and Royalty, all I think it was like 1-3, 1-4. It wasn't pretty, it is the point. They're definitely going to have to try and step things up when we get back into that search, because you're not going to beat Splyce with stats like that, and you saw some of the missed I don't know if it's fair to call it a misplay, but Royalty on the flank, for example, not able to secure the kill. Maybe should he have had a bit trigger discipline, play for more information. As you said, it's hard in those situations. You recognize, I could have a first blood here. You're going to take the shot, but it doesn't work out for Evil Geniuses. So in terms of Splyce, as we said, 1-0 up. But for now, we can take a quick look at some of the other action here at CWL Las Vegas. We'll take a look at what's going on at Bravo, where FaZe Clan versus Mazer Gaming. This, of course, the final open bracket versus pool play matchup for bracket play can commence. This is a bit of a game which doesn't really influence too much in terms of our winners bracket chance. Neither of these can come forward into the winners.
It's insane, though, how good Mazer Gaming has been. I'm sure they've been getting plenty of props anytime someone's watched them play, but again, it's a whole laundry list of players never seen before in the Pro League. And they're making an incredibly good argument that they, at the very least, have a good shot at a top 16. Even champs, outside of what, Apox is the new addition to the roster, they got top 16 at the most recent champs. That's right at that Pro League threshold. So Teddy Rex, a guy who switched to Variant, I want to say early IW, midway through IW, something along those lines. It's taken him a couple of years, but maybe he's finally here. Yeah,
you gotta find the right teammates as well, gel around, and definitely having a ton more success so far on Black Ops 4. But as it stands, FaZe are 1-0 up in the series, and they find themselves 2-0 up here in the search. And this is a game mode that you would expect Teddy Rex to really excel in.
Absolutely. Well, at the same time, I know some of their game 5s have been kind of struggling. I just watched them get 6-0'd earlier.
It was
so
bad.
The S&D stars are great when that is all they play, but now you have to spend a lot of time playing a bunch of different game modes. And to their credit, they've been fantastic in the hard points and control. So not a one-dimensional team in the slightest. Of course, with that bomb down, only one player alive for FaZe. Attach is pretty good. Don't think it's going to happen for this round, though.
Nope. He is going to fall. Zap cleans up Attach, and that will be their first round in the search. Just having a glance around at some of the other games just to keep you updated. I know the Team Sween versus Reciprocity Battle of Europe. That game is super important because that is for winners bracket.
No kidding. That's insane too, because this is all the pro European players who have seemingly been on top, and now Sween comes in and say, hey, it's a brand new year. We're going to make the statement, and they have looked like arguably the best European team we've seen so far, which is crazy. Of course, Reciprocity had an incredibly difficult pool. That's always going to be a factor, but I digress.
FaZe going into this one, as we said, the 2-1 advantage. It was Mazer Gaming that won the last round. First blood's going to come in for Rambi. Crowder that goes down. Maybe a potential trade comes through, but a flank from Zap early will give Priester a little bit of time to survive, heal up. Got yourself a 3 versus 3 situation. Of course, bomb is still down. Want to watch the end of this round. 30 seconds left. It looks pretty good that this one should be closed out. The final 27. Time ticking. Method's trying to make the play. Just one left for Mazer, and he will fall. So a good round there from FaZe Clan. But you can continue watching that matchup over on the Bravo stream, twitch.tv/Call of Duty Bravo. And for us, we can now head back on over to our alpha matchup. The game has re-begun, and it's going to be an advantage to Splyce, 2-1. So keep that in mind, and that means we'll flip our scoreboard as well. It's going to be Evil Geniuses on the right, Splyce on the left.
I'm going to try to remember that it's 2-1 Splyce. 100% going to fix that because math can be incredibly difficult either way in this situation. 4v4 and Royalty. He's just going to let Looney know. I think Looney got a little bit of a dead side, but the rest of Splyce is going to bounce back. Now you have Jerd looking for more, but he's got Temp watching over him with the ICR, and all of a sudden, Goonjar by himself in a 1v3. And this is an important round. Like, EG, it would be incredibly useful for them to get it. They have a 1v2 clutch already. Can Goon make some magic happen?
Escalated very quickly. It felt like EG could maybe just have played the trades, and Temp says, nope, not a chance. He finds himself a double and good now, still with the 1v3, 30 seconds to go. Aqua cleans him up, 3-1, now Splyce.
And then just to follow up, they did not do the exact same strat that they did the round before where they showed their hand, which is definitely a good thing to do. And again, Temp, an incredible player so far at this tournament. One of the best. I don't think you could really make an argument otherwise. Able to find 2, with the help, of course, of Jerd baiting some players out. But the man's been a beast. He is letting it rock.
Yeah, absolutely. And continues where he left off, I should say, with a nice double in the first round of the reset. That, of course, as we said, Splyce 3-1. And the advantage now in search and destroy for them. And we'll kick things off on board. With a quick glance at accuracy, he's going to have the ICR tagged up, 17 health. Somehow dodges away as we wait for that first blood to come through.
And now the question is, how does Splyce want to do this? They have 2 players that could potentially full flank. Accuracy's had to back down, but now Aqua might be able to help out Looney. So they have pressure all over the map. And EG, well, they're sort of in control of it just the entirety of mid-map, but are they getting swarmed? Jerd's going to get beat down by Royalty. Advantage EG. A round they need to win.
Waiting for that pick to come through. You can see EG on the minimap. Looking to maybe work the outside side, the B side. Meanwhile, Saints has put himself in a corner where if he catches anyone rotating, it could be big. But the information has been gained here from Accuracy. Can he wallbang the bomb? Not picking up anything, and he's going to know that Fellow's crocodiling. In the water, Fellow tries to land a couple of shots. Accuracy blind firing into the water. Again, a crucial round as shark on shark action. I think Accuracy may have the drop on Fellow. Shots going down, he does. Aqua also shuts down Royalty. Now it's a 2v2. 25 seconds. Aqua trying to make the play, but Exotic trades him out. They know Accuracy was last seen in the water, and with 20 seconds left, there should be surely no way he clutches this. He won't. Exotic cleans up the kill.
Great plays from EG, and especially Saints, in my opinion. We saw him kind of waiting in that sneaky corner. He sits there for an extra 10, 15 seconds. All the players push in, and then they come in right behind. They have no idea that he's there. He's able to pick up a free kill, and the timing of it was fairly solid as well. Even though Accuracy has the water vision going for him. EG getting the round on board.
And to your point, a super important round, right? You do not want to give Splyce too big of a cushion. Trying to fight back. It's a 2-1 advantage that they started at, 1-1 in this, so 3-2 the overall score in favor of Splyce. So EG win this, they will level things up. And of course, in terms of the specialist race, Exotic looks as if he's going to be the closest to earning anything, and we'll start on board with him. It's going to be another blind counter. Players one shot, 2 kills in quick succession for EG, 5v3.
Match aggression with aggression. EG storming through, and honestly, just like that, the round is almost as good as over. Players for Splyce are a little bit split, but each would have to pick up a 2-piece pretty much to make this one back to normal. Jerd's looking forward. He's able to find one, can't get out. He gets traded, and 10 falls in the meantime. So again, aggression with aggression. EG tying it up, 3-3.
3-3. And obviously I mentioned Exotic in terms of a poor performance in the first 3 rounds that we saw. Well, obviously having some controller issues. Fixes his controller issues, and he's back to his normal form. 3-1 off the restart. Playing very, very well. As I said before, probably the closest still in terms of earning a specialist, but all square, all tied up. We'll kick things off on board with Saints now from Evil Geniuses.
And it looks like they're happy to go back towards the safe site. They got ran over once, but they're going to try their luck once again. And Splyce, well, they have complete mid-map control, but fortunately for them, the bomb isn't mid-map. It's over towards A. It's going to get planted, but at the same time, it depends on how many people they send on the flank. Most retakes happen from straight ahead, but now Splyce is kind of everywhere. So if they get the timing right, they might be able to spread EG a little bit thin. But it looks like Jerd wants to go back towards teammates. They want to go through the front outside of one player that's probably going to cut through mid. It's all about that timing. Who gets the first blood? Jerd flies through. Accuracy gets a kill as well. Jerd's looking for more. Goon is going to be one shot. Temp is going to clean him up in Splyce. It looks like the retake is clean. Fellow is going to fall as well. They took their time. They knew exactly where they wanted to be, and they made that look easy.
Yeah, as soon as that pinch comes through, really nothing EG can do. Aqua was a key man, the last to rotate from the other side, and just put down a little bit of extra pressure late into the round.
And again, just beautiful play. No one gets picked off. No one just, a couple shots here and there. Everyone makes sure that they get in position before they make their move, and then there's zero hesitation. That is why they are one of the best teams in the world. As Jerd's flying over, he's got Accuracy watching over. He's got a guy on the other side of fence. Looney is the follow-up. They had all their bases covered. They have pre-planned that.
That's the key, right? You can see with the ICR of Accuracy, he's landing those shots. Looney flies straight forward, Jerd flies straight forward. That coordination between those two in search has been so impressive to watch this tournament. They have to keep it up as it stands. Splyce now 4-3 up in the search and destroy. And you can see Splyce hitting the A site.
It seems like EG are just saying whatever Splyce does to us on defense, we'll do the exact same thing. Kind of funny how that works out, and it's actually virtually a similar rotation coming out, obviously from different locations, but the bomb's going to get planted. The nade does not connect with the kill. Felony, though, able to get that first blood. That's the intro that EG needs.
Oh, and Temp is going to be spotted as well. Exotic guns to slide, maybe get the bomb to cover. He will find the pick onto Aqua. Temp still far to his right, slides and guns him. 4v2. Saints trying to get some shots down in towards Jerd. They have Jerd dead to rights, but somehow he scrambled away. And no, he does have his grapple, and Jerd can bamboozle with this.
20 seconds. Jerd versus Fellow. Jerd still alive, causing so many problems. Unfortunately, though, had to reload. I'm not able to pick up that kill.
And that is almost a mirror matchup of the previous round. It was the ICR of Fellow that gets that first intro kill. Then you got your Matic/Sog players kind of flying over, making the aggressive. I think it was Exotic that picks up the 2-piece. If you didn't believe me, we can watch it again. So they're making plays. It wasn't as fast as Splyce's was, but it was just as effective. And again, that it really is crazy how well those like 2 rounds just played out.
Yep, picture perfect. And once again, we're all tied up for 4 now in the search and destroy. As EG go back onto the attacking side, they're just going to want to hit A again. They will, but this time they might be met with a couple more Splyce resources.
And at the very least, accuracy is going to be able to snap out from information. The player that's over in Tin Temp was jumping over in the fence to do bomb cross checks. He knows that there are at least 4 players there. He's able to find the first blood as well. That's the hop up as well. And Splyce is already back. And holy, Looney actually got a team kill, so it's only a 4v2. But now the aggression's here, and Temp has laser vision.
I feel like you got to stop playing for that site if you're EG. It isn't working. That's twice in 2 attacking rounds where basically Splyce have said, plant bomb, go for it. They will just fly, kill, retake, defuse.
And that's really insane how fast Splyce is getting that retake as well. Like, they had 2 team kills that round. Looney killed Jerd, and then Temp killed Looney as revenge for his teammate. Maybe that's the duo of the team, I'm not sure, but 2 team kills in a clean round win. That was the only death. EG didn't kill idiot. That's insane, actually. That is legitimately insane.
Yep.
So yeah, go to B next time.
Kind of mix things up, go over towards the other side. And that now puts Splyce map point. 5-3, I believe. And here's a quick glance at Temp making the plays once again. Gets the info. And the team kills that come through, it doesn't even matter because Temp is there to instantly trade. Finds 2, pre-fires, 1 shot, finds 3. A great performance from him so far. But as I said, Splyce now find themselves at map point, 5-4. The advantage. EG need to bounce back. And the question, what is Splyce going to do on the attacking side? EG baited out to defend the A site, sending 4 players over there. Meanwhile, Splyce saying, oh, we're good. We got a Tempest. We'll play B.
And you see the thermal sight in the water is as effective. Aqua in his natural state, getting that first blood, and now Splyce again with the different strats. They have complete control of the bomb site. Aqua, this is just, you aren't going to win gunfights against him in this spot unless you have a thermal sight of your own. You're going to have to deal with them. Best of luck, EG. They're going for a 2-2, basically pinch, essentially. The Jerd on the flank is looking for players. He's fighting them off. Meanwhile, Looney's picking up kills. EG, they're just in a tough spot.
Need a miracle, but maybe this could be the miracle. Goon and Exotic both find kills quickly. 27 seconds left. Temp's going to be made 1 shot. Temp will fall. Now it's a 2v2. Things changing drastically here. If Aqua is left by himself, the thermal sight up close and personal definitely could hinder him. 17 seconds, are they going to have to check bomb? That's the question. Meanwhile, Accuracy's going to hit from the front. EG could still do this. They need the kills. They need it quickly. Royalty shuts down Accuracy. You know Aqua was in the water last scene. The Tempest is going to be pulled out. He goes down. Are they on the bomb?
They got it. They got it.
I don't think he picked it up in time. I don't think he has it. I think he failed it. He fluffed it. The bomb goes off. And Splyce go 2-0 up. I'm not sure what the problem was. I would love to see it from his POV because it felt like he was on the site early enough, but just couldn't pick up the bomb.
Whether it be a reload, a missed timing, a drop bomb, we do not know. But what EG needs, what they had on Friday, was the clutch factor.
Here's
and to be fair, they almost clutched it. Because he was there at like 8.5. He dies and already 8.6, he might have slid past it. Maybe he slid too far. He's also out of ammo. Maybe that, I don't know. I don't have answers for you, Ben, other than I know.
Oh, point 1. Oh, point 1. You hate to see it. You really do. Unless you're a Splyce fan, in which case you love to see it. 2-0 up in the winner's bracket round 1 matchup. And it's ironic because we said EG's key to success was clutching up in the crunch time moments. It feels like today, nothing going EG's way. Splyce with a big advantage as you see Temp getting up on the main stage, getting vocal as well. We'll be back after this with Game 3 Control.
level up the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CWL Las Vegas. It's that time of the day where we start our championship winners bracket. Evil Geniuses, Splyce, the game on the main stage. Splyce with a 2-0 advantage now in the series. It's been relatively close though. Map number 1, 250-195. A few key moments where EG could have turned that one around, but it didn't go their way. The Hacienda search and destroy, 0.1 seconds was the difference maker. Splyce took it 6-4. Now we head over towards control, and we'll see the opening start from both of our two teams, and it looks like it's going to be face smashing the 8th zone.
Only 3 players here for EG, and it looks like they might just get run over right after the bat, but Royalty's supposed to be here for the cleanup kills. Not able to find one, and now he's got everybody looking him down, but him and Exotic are able to clean up 2. Splyce, though, still in the hill, but they're going to have to be worried about quite a different direction unless Jerd just kills 3, looking for 4.
Oh my.
And Jerd out of nowhere. How many clips did he even take to do that? He didn't have time to reload. The man is just that nasty, and just like that, a 4-man advantage for Splyce, and they already have Zone A.
And more importantly, Jared working so close towards streaks. 175 points, make that 75 as the capture points come through. You just got to bait for Jared. Secure that lightning strike. That has to be the plan here for Splyce. You have plenty of time to work for. Shots coming in left and right. Now the bait's going to come straight out. Jared flies to the window, but 4 down from EG. Despite losing A relatively early, it's tied in lives, 21-21.
Someone somewhere, when Jerd got the 4-man with the gravity spike, was like, that doesn't take any skill. So he's like, oh, I'll do it with the SOG. You'll see what skill looks like. So hopefully we get to see that for the best play, unless someone does something even crazier than that. Either way, EG obviously has done a very good job of stabilizing the round. Same thing they had against Heretics. Things get crazy, they managed to stabilize.
Now keep your eye on number 7 on the minimap. It's going to be Saints. He's going to hit a massive, massive flank. The key here to this play is his team defend the hill. They cannot allow too much pressure to come in from the front. Saints will find one, and this is where spawn trapping can be so lethal on this map. It helps that Exotic finds himself a double, and EG are defending B so valiantly. 18-12, the kill lead. 68 seconds left. You can see the way Splyce counter the spawn trapping is they rotate through the far side of the map, but Royalty still lingering around, being a nuisance, and EG defensively have played this fantastically.
Maybe not quite on the same page, though. You see Royalty playing his life. All of a sudden, his 2 teammates charge in, both die. Maybe Temp just made the huge play. Either way, though, 8-13 now. They're in the hill. They're starting to gather a little bit of zone, and Accuracy in a great spot is able to find 2. He's going to have the help for the 3rd, and there the help is. That's Aqua. The goal, though, you don't want to do this by kills. You want to just get the zone. All these players are going to be flooding the back steps. That's all you have to focus on. That's where all of them are. One's going lobby, but Splyce, they have that covered. They're about to get the 3rd zone. You got to get in, and they're just going to be feeding Splyce. And just like that, the round is over. Accuracy has streaks in what was a 6, a 7 kill lead they had at one point. They're spawn killing. They give up the hill for just a moment. Actually, let's watch this instead.
This was the 4-piece. King Jerd, he does what he wants. 1, 2, turn 3, 4. Yeah, why not? Quadra kill from Jerd, and he only goes down to, I believe that was like 70 health.
And that was with 1 clip. I will be willing to bet for the rest of this year, we don't see a 4-piece with a SOG with 1 clip. I will mark that on the books now. That's insane.
That was nasty, but to just quickly talk about what we saw there in that round 1, Splyce just overextend. I thought Exotic may have done enough. He found a really important double, which I thought could have slowed down Splyce, but Accuracy, too darn good. And because of Accuracy's play, he has himself a streak, and, well, you can just stack the A side and say, oh, they want to go B, I'll just lightning strike it.
Able to find 2 as well. Job is done. The strat is valid. And now, of course, it's kind of tough for EG. Do you want to go towards A now, where they kind of already have control? They were there from the get-go. Do you go to B, where now the players have actually motioned over back? Accuracy feels the pressure. He backs off. Why? Because he's 5 points away from a Hellstorm. He just needs to get an assist for the kill, or he can just get the kill straight up. He's got the drone squad. He's got the Hellstorm, and Splyce has a enormous 1-kill advantage.
Yep, and the Hellstorm looks as if that's going to be invested as well. He's going to get the information. Okay. Not too sure about that one, Accuracy, but I guess it doesn't matter because you can just use your gun instead, challenging with the ICR. Saints will get the double, and A has 2 ticks, potentially more. Splyce just going to have to give this one up. Yes, they are. 1:51, time extended. Relatively even in kills as well. 24-23 in favor of EG.
Jerd, by the way, spawn killing. They haven't cleared out their base yet, and as soon as I say that, there it goes. Aqua trying to stay alive. He gets a little bit of help from accuracy again. Tie game in terms of kills. Splyce being a super nuisance in the base. Temp looking for some spawn kills as well, but on the flip side, Saints. Not really spawn kills necessarily, but it looks like Jerd might have sniffed them out. Saints has to stay alive.
And it's a distraction if nothing else. Look at the resources from Splyce. 3 players focusing on him. That may open up the front, but it doesn't matter because Temp's hit a flank of his own. Exotic is one shot. He's going to be cleaned up. And now on the flip side, Temp can try and get some spawn kills of his own. The reach out comes through. Temp beans royalty. Looking for the second. Oh my lord. Fellow will fall. Time to re-heal up. And this is what we were talking about, Chance. Temp has just been playing so well here in Las Vegas.
It's clean, it's perfect. Every decision, the movement, just the gun decision on what he wants to use has been flawless so far. He's going for spawn kills. How do you stop this man? 100 points away from streaks is gonna fall, but his job is done. EG, they gotta restabilize. They have a little bit of time. They don't have that kill advantage though.
Time is ticking. Saints, number 7 on the minimap again, going for the overextended play. Has to try and wrap it, has to do it quickly. The problem is his teammates are all dying from the front. This isn't good enough. A trade does come through. 11 to 9, 29 seconds left. Saints, he is in a position to really make something happen, but Jerd should know it because of where Jerd spawned. The players from Splyce turn around. He able to find one, but players off spawn gonna come behind Saints. Did he do enough? I don't think he did. Aqua was there. Aqua picked up a double. Exotic is gonna trade it out. Kills 8 to 6. EG down to their final 4 lives with 12 seconds left. Splyce have been fantastic in the first 2 rounds.
Can't be done, even from the opening break, using Lightning Strike to clear it. Unless EG can get inside the hill, it just doesn't seem very likely, and accuracy is gonna find more kills. But from the opening break, it seemed like Splyce was just slightly ahead of the page. It definitely helps when you have score streaks on board. And then, of course, Temp inside the base just going crazy. It's a 50-50 shot, right? You have Saints inside one base, you have Temp inside the other. Saints doesn't pick up any kills, albeit he was a distraction, but he's distracting for his teammates that are just getting killed by Temp. So look who's making the bigger plays.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Splyce outclassing Evil Geniuses here in game 3. A 2-0 advantage could potentially end here and Splyce secure a top 6. Vegas.
And keep in mind, they've had, or EG, excuse me, has had 5 map losses in a row. You had a great Friday, you're riding a high, all of a sudden you can't win maps anymore. It's not easy to come back from that. Keep in mind, accuracy is called in the drone squad. Of course, they go over towards this B site, and they're going to guarantee to get at least 1 tick, and possibly just more. I don't know if EG can get back in time. How do you deal with the drone squad? You see the nade gets tossed in, but what are you going to do? He's going to fly in for the gravity spike, and he's going to find 3. That's how you break a hill. You press R2, and then you press the rest of the buttons. Still, though, they got 2 ticks.
2 ticks is an awful amount, but kill advantage definitely in EG's favor. Now, Jerd didn't actually use his Grav Slam. He saved it. I thought for a minute you could have seen Grav Slam on Grav Slam, but not going to be the case. Goon with 3. Exotic is going to pull out the War Machine. The kill lead spiraling out of control here for EG. It's now at 6. Make that 7. Exotic using the War Machine. Of course, the kill lead definitely influenced by the use of specialists. 2 more players go down. Team kill as well. Those 2 ticks into B, though, Chance. That could be massive. Massive in the later part of this round.
Of course, with a 6-man disadvantage, it's already pretty much turned into a game of they have to get the points. You don't have to win by kills right now. He's going to use the War Machine, able to find 1, has players running forward. He's going to find 2 with the bounce back, and that's the clearance to get this zone 8. Again, they're going for zone. They got players over at B as well. They got everything covered. Accuracy is going to get cleaned up, so it's just about this 8 point for the moment. But if they get this here, they're 1 tick away from getting B. Splyce has a very good chance at pulling this off in EG. It looks like they're just giving this one up. They got players all over the place, though.
Royalty overextended. He went towards mid-window, so he's trying to catch Splyce down, and he's been completely outplayed by Looney. He read it so well, and now the pressure over towards B. Grab some invested by Jerd, finds nothing, but doesn't matter because he has his gun and those 2 ticks over towards B. We said how crucial it could be. EG with a 3-kill lead. Is it going to come down to that, though? That's the question. 60 seconds on the clock.
Saints is able to clean up Jerd, so now all of Splyce is not really past the halfway point of the map, but they have plenty of time. Temp has the opportunity to potentially go for a full flank, but EG, they have players watching it. They have players all the way in their base. just waiting for that flank. And here comes the lightning strike to get him off the B site. They got to make the move, but they know one player is going to be close to him. He's going to get cleaned up, so now Splyce has to go. But for a lightning strike, they don't get a huge clearance because of that player slowing him down. But here's the move. Here's the gunfight.
They have Tempest, and if they stack the hill quickly, it's going to be capped so quick. 4 players go down, only 1 left, and everyone from Splyce is just charging towards the B hill. Exotic has to make the play. There's a Tempest to the face, and there's a 3-0 domination from Splyce. EG completely outclassed in winners round 1. Congratulations to Splyce. That puts them 1 step closer to securing their spot in the Pro League. A wonderful, wonderful game.
Splyce isn't, I don't think Pro League is even on their mind. They don't care. They're not worried about not making it in. They're trying to win this tournament. That was a dominant performance as a team. Like, obviously Temp, amazing plays throughout, but I think from the get-go, the strats they had in S&D were superior. They were just hyper-aggressive from control. Every play call they made was great. All of the great play calls that EG made, Splyce had an answer for. Like, Arsenal is very defense-sided. Splyce just got 2 offensive wins. That's impressive stuff.
Yeah.
They were just running through them.
And then on the flip side, of course, for EG, ton of success yesterday. They finished first in their pool today. They don't win a map. 0-6 so far. I believe they may actually have a losers bracket matchup to play later on tonight. So if EG aren't careful, if they don't get their act together, they could be knocked out here in Vegas.
And then Splyce can, go back to their hotel rooms, kick back, watch the teams they're gonna play, scout out the competition a little bit, and no reason to feel anything other than just elation. They gotta be feeling great because that's the best we've seen Splyce so far this entire tournament. Their only losses to Optic, which incredibly close maps they played against them. And again, that could be the grand finals matchup. Splyce, they are expecting to be in the grand finals, and if they play like that, there's no reason they shouldn't be.
A lot of people said online Splyce were the real deal. They've shown that here in Vegas. But let's take a look now at our Scuff play of the game. This, you already know what it is. It's the man from Europe, King Jerd himself, springs into life. Just a 4-piece from absolutely out of nowhere. We're thinking, all right, yep, congrats EG, you managed to defend it. Here it is from his perspective. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Incredible 4K right there from Jerd.
And I think the only player that was weak was the 3rd player. Like, I'm pretty sure he did 150 damage to 3 of those guys. And again, in one clip of the SOG, you might see another one of those, but they're gonna be very, very rare. That is one of the more ridiculous plays we're gonna see. And that was the 2nd quadra kill, whatever you wanna call it, of the series.
Crazy. Congratulations to Splyce, the 3-0 victory over EG. We can now send it down to Jess with our PlayStation Instant Reaction with Looney.
Thanks, Ben. So just before this series, I was speaking with Accuracy to get some of his thoughts. Where was your head at right before facing this team?
We were confident. Obviously, we played Optic really close, which they're the best team in the game currently. So playing them close, although we lost, gave us confidence. And going against a team like EG, we just knew we had to play our game, and that's what we did.
How were you able to seemingly so easily 3-0 them?
I think we just clutched up. It was a 3-0, but it also was close, bar that control, which Accuracy made a good play, the first offense, to pretty much win us that offense and keep the momentum rolling, and yeah.
All right, well, coming off of a series like that, how's your confidence? How are you feeling headed into Championship Sunday?
We're all extremely confident. I mean, we have Donnie, the best player in the game, in my opinion. He's been putting in work. He has like the best damage, so as long as I have a player like that can just explode and win us the game, we're confident going into Sunday.
All right, gassing up your teammates. Love to hear. Well, thank you so much for the interview. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this quick break.
Welcome back, folks. The first series of the winners bracket here at CWL Las Vegas is done, with Splyce 3-0ing Evil Geniuses in an extremely confident fashion. The desk is back. Nameless, Miles, Study, Pack. That was really very.
Even though the series,
not a whole lot to say there for EG.
Even though it was a 3-0 series, I thought the series was pretty close.
It was pretty close.
It was a good game to watch. I feel like we had
that was a great series. Extremely entertaining from start to finish. I mean, we had everything there. We had some incredible plays, some really great set pieces we saw from both teams, and it was 3-0, but the scorelines, you know, still, that was a fantastic series.
In every single map, there were specific instances, specific plays that determined the outcome of the map. Like, it was so close. Even in that 3-0 control, it was still super close. A couple of different decisions.
I mean, yeah, in that first map, Hardpoint, there was a point where, you know, EG could have took a lead. It was pretty close in the middle. I think it was like 170 to 140. And at that time, Donnie was 22 and 13, so he was having a fantastic game. And then Saints was 10 and 20. So, you know, you got to kind of have your main slayers kind of being even with the other team if you want to even have a chance in that. But going into this S&D, I thought EG was going to be fantastic when Saints got that 1v2 in the very first round. And then after that, it was just stellar gameplay out of Splyce all around.
Early on in this tournament, I saw EG do that same quick plant at A that we just saw there.
Yep.
They plant the bomb A, and then they all stay on site. They all stay on site, and it allows the opposition to retake them so much easier. They need to back up to Goonjar. Like, he always takes back his well towards the heady, and they never ever go back towards him. They just stay there, get retake, and then you see what happens.
That play out of Splyce was amazing. They all wrapped back, retook from their side, flawless gameplay. It's like most teams, they're a little bit scattered. They're not that fast to get together and retake the bomb site. And it was amazing to watch out of Splyce. That type of organization, that's how you win a championship.
So the long and short of it is that Splyce are exceptionally good at search and destroy.
Yep.
Like, we've been calling it from day one, and they have not disappointed. And this was possibly the most clinical play. I mean, not to say that, you know, the scoreline didn't represent that, but like the most clinical play, the most in control they've looked when the set pieces are on their side. So this is a great sign for things to come for Splyce. They're right to be confident.
And their specialist usage was on point, especially in that control. Like that Tempest to close the game out, amazing by Aqua. The War Machine previous in that round, perfect play out of Donnie. I think he picked up 4 kills with it. And that's how you have to play against a team like Evil Geniuses, who have been great thus far in this tournament. They come in versus Splyce, and Splyce makes quick work of them. Looking good. They have one more match to win before they qualify for that Pro League. But I don't even think they care about that. They want to win this tournament.
And again, let's look at this Splyce team card really quick. That S&D record 5-1, that KD 1.16. They were so strong back.
As Ann said, they made good decisions. Like deciding a lot of teams will push through. Like one person will try to flank on a retake or whatever. Jared backed up towards his team, and they retook together, and that's why they have such a strong search and destroy record.
There was a situation where EG had numbers in a lot of these rounds, and for some reason they just throw it away. There was a situation where it was 3 of them that were on B bomb, and it was 4 of them at the doorway. For some reason, they decided to flood a doorway, get 2-pieced, and now the advantage is in Splyce's favor, 3v2.
I mean, what do we think going wrong right now with Evil Geniuses?
I think they're simply outclassed, to be honest. I mean, I didn't think they played too bad in the first 2 maps. I think Splyce it's quick reflexes. Like that play we were talking about where they wrap back as a team, that's something that it's refined, it's talked about, and I think Evil Geniuses are just a step behind them in that regard.
Evil Geniuses today, though, they haven't won a single match today, right? This has been a bad day for EG.
Not a single map.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, it's a bad look for them today, despite how solid the Friday was. That Friday was great. We were like, oh, EG, everyone's sleeping on EG, and they've been stinking it up today. I mean, what's going on there? I haven't seen too much of EG's matches. I've been casting my own and taking care of it.
It was Heretics.
Heretic. That was it. It was Heretic.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was.
Nameless. Who do you think on EG is their endgame leader?
It's got to be Revan. Get him, put a mic on him. But that's a concern of mine as well. Like, I don't know who's their in-game leader. It probably gets frantic at times.
Right.
They have a lot of individually talented players, and you know, in games it can probably get pretty chaotic for a team.
You know
like
what's
that.
tragic? I wish I could see that diffuse that Royalty didn't get. I think he slid to the bomb with like 8.5 seconds left, and I'm pretty sure that he just didn't have ammo. So when he hit the button to defuse the bomb, I think he reloaded, caused him to fumble the bomb, and then bomb exploded, cost him the map.
That's gotta be frustrating
so tough.
for sure.
Yeah, that's so tough.
Let's swing over really quick now to Delta, where we do have